Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Sheriff Gary Driskell, who is the Sheriff of St. Mary Parish. And officially, you've been in office since July, so that's about, what, 3-4 months?
Yes.
We know that you took office a little bit before that due to the untimely death of Sheriff Blaze. But since you've been in office, how does it feel? What's the feeling of being in leadership at the parish level?
It feels great. We've received numerous support from people. I think we're headed in the right direction, and the backing of the people has been fantastic.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to moving forward?
Well, like I've always said, community policing. I love that. I love getting out and talking to the people and talking to the kids and continue getting into schools and just trying to gain support and trust in the people that we serve, and we want to be able to trust them. And like I said, without the support of the people that we serve, we're not going to succeed. Yeah. And I know together with us, people we serve, we will succeed.
One of the things that you have said during your campaign and post-campaign, changing the mindset of the community and how they view you. Are you getting that? I mean, you say you're getting people to respond and give comments. Are you really seeing the evidence of it yourself?
I think so. Don't get me wrong. I think the sheriff's office had a pretty good, relationship with the public already. But like I always said, we can always make it better, and that's what I want to do. And I think we're headed that way, and I think it is happening. Mm-hmm. And I'm very proud of that fact. I want all the deputies interacting with the public and getting to know them, and them getting to know us. So I think it is helping.
What do you attribute that to?
Just hard work, dedication, just really wanting to serve the mm-hmm. people. If you really want to serve and help them, that's what you got to do. During the last hurricane, I told everybody that one of the persons asked me, "What's your role right now?" I said, "To be a good neighbor." We're changing from law enforcement. We're going to be a good neighbor. We're helping neighbors out now, friends and family. Okay. So stuff like that is what I want to change and show that we're there for the people.
Speaking of the storm, Hurricane Francine, what did you learn, post-storm? I think it's been a minute since we were really impacted by a hurricane, directly.
You are so very right.
And as a sheriff for the very first time, in this role, and now you're dealing with this hurricane, this storm, did you learn anything? Did it teach you anything?
Yeah, don't trust Mother Nature. It dumped a lot of rain, a lot more rain on us than what I expected and what was, forecasted. But this is not our first rodeo. We've done it numerous times. It's just preparing the younger deputies, what to expect and what to look for and what our role is, before the storm, during the storm, and after.
Speaking of all that water, yes, in Morgan City, did it affect your post-storm, let's say, patrol?
At one point, the winds got to a point where it was too windy and too unsafe, so we pulled everybody off the roads. As soon as we thought it was safe enough, we put them back on the roads, and we sent them to the areas where we thought or was common to have higher water, certain areas of Bayou Vista and things of that nature. And yeah, it was too deep for even us to patrol, so we set up extra patrols in that area to try to keep people from going down those streets, speeding down those streets, pushing water in the houses. So it definitely affected us. So
we're always talking about what your guys and gals, deputies are doing. Did the public, did they behave, during the post-storm? Let us know. Let them have it if they didn't now.
No, I think for the most part, it went very well and smooth. Okay. We had a few that liked to drive through the water too fast. That was stopped and spoken to. Just being common courtesy to the residents in those areas. But for the most part, the people that we ran into at night or during the storm was just out trying to help family members. Generators went out, things like that. So it really went well.
Did the curfew help?
The curfew did help.
Okay.
I mean, in those situations, there's so much for us to deal with other than just law enforcement. Trees being down, power lines being down. We don't want anybody hurt or killed because they want to go out and sightsee. Stay inside where it's safe. Give the power companies and first responders a chance to get out there and clean up a little bit of this so that nobody gets killed or injured.
Right. I mean, I think for all of us, again, not just law enforcement, we should have learned something from this. And especially those curfews kind of coming down pretty quickly, it's like we had to really be on our P's and Q's and just kind of, obey the laws that were put in place, or the rules at that time in place. So we're going to come back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more The Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Let's get right back into it. My guest is Sheriff Gary Driskell, and we talked a lot about obviously changing the mindset of the community, and you said it's going pretty good. How's the morale internally within the department?
The morale, I think, has been great. I haven't seen it the morale that high in quite some time. Of course, we've given raises. We have new equipment. The raises always help, without a doubt. New equipment, that's new toys for them. We have the dash cams in all the units now. Okay. So things like that help out a lot. And I think trying to do the right things, people are seeing it. And we've actually are full in patrol now, which is the first time.
What's that again?
We're full in patrol.
Really? Okay.
It's been the first time in quite some time we've been full.
And what does full look like? How many is that on
We
the
have
road?
7 on the shift.
Okay.
So like that, I mean, people's coming to us and we think y'all doing it right. We want to be a part of it. So to me, we're heading in the right direction.
I think at one time you had a hiring freeze. So obviously you've lifted that, and people are wanting to work with the Sheriff's Department.
Yes, with the elections, you can only hire so many and everything else. And we actually challenged that during the election through the Attorney General's office and won that, and we was able to start hiring people again.
Come on.
And so it helped us out a lot.
Yeah, so you said new toys, new dash cams on all the vehicles?
Dash cams on all the vehicles, and we have the body cams, but you can only see so much with that. With the dash cams, it helps us give us a wider view of things, and we always want to make sure our patrolmen and deputies are doing the right things, and it helps.
Let's just be honest. It helps even in court, right? I mean,
again, absolutely.
It's a two-way street, and I just want the public to know, like, this is not a conversation about what you guys are doing, because this also the public too. When you're doing wrong, hey, the evidence is there, right?
Absolutely.
So have you been able to, use that and say, hey, it's right here?
Oh yes, all that is evidence. In any court case, we use that, and of course, to say a picture is worth 1,000 words, well, video is worth way more.
Yes.
Because you can't say, well, I didn't say that when you actually said it, or if I didn't do that when it's actually on video. So it's been a help, and it helps with the process, investigations and everything else.
Yeah. See, so again, like I said, it's a two-way street here. And as far as using the new equipment, does it also help with training? How to conduct oneself as a law enforcement?
It does. As supervisors, our supervisors watch us. We watch, training watch, and if we see some unsafe acts, we'll bring it to the deputies' attentions and use it as education and training, and saying, this is what happened. Don't do this. Do this instead. It's safer for the deputies and everybody involved.
Yeah. So let's talk about the criminal investigation unit that's going to be coming up hopefully within the next year or two.
Yes.
You're going to be closing down the Morgan City office and opening and building a new facility in Centerville.
Yes.
Where are you guys in the process for that?
We're excited because on October 16th, we will be having something put out in the papers and on Facebook and things like that, opening up everything so that these contractors and builders can start getting things together for bids and everything else. So
let's talk about the location real quick. Sorry, where is that? Because I've actually told other people, yeah, we're going to have a new, and they're like, they're building a new jail? No, tell them what the criminal investigation unit is.
Okay, the criminal investigation, it's going to be in Centerville, right there by Ronnie's Airboats, right off the service road, which is great access for the highways so that we can get to places faster. It's also about a mile from the jail, so if there's issues there, we have more people closer to the jail. But it's going to be for the criminal division. We're going to have, that's going to be for patrol, narcotics, detectives, and we're also going to have things there that we never had before, evidence processing and things of that nature. Okay. Things that we actually need as police officers.
So kind of the state-of-the-art new facility.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll talk a little bit about what's going to happen to the old building, but we're going to take a break. But come on back. We have much more to cover right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Let's get right back into it. My guest is Sheriff Gary Driskell. So we know that there's going to be a new facility, criminal investigation unit, that's coming up in Centerville, right off the service road, near Ronnie's Airboat. There's a sign that's there. So if you're traveling, west and even east, you could probably see that sign. I actually can see it from the roadway. But what's going to happen to the facility that's already in place in Morgan City? It's the former Sumter Williams School. You guys have been in that building for a number of years. What's going to happen there?
We're going to end up selling that building, and it's been a good building for us, but it's old. It's a lot of work that has to be put in that building. It's been over $100,000 a year that we put into that building between insurance and repairs. So we could take that money and put it on the new building, and I think that would help us out tremendously.
So taking money from that, but also to build this new facility, are you using tax money or is it bond money? Where's this money coming from? Tax money.
Financially, we've been doing well, and we'll be able to finance this building, and it's something that we really needed for many years.
Yeah. Something I want to talk about, and it was brought up during one of the council meetings, and that is expanding the jail. Some of the input from council members is to let's do the 7th floor, but that wasn't the idea that you had.
No.
And why not?
If you ask me, the 7th floor, it would take a lot of money to, update it, and probably millions. Which we found something at one of our conferences, modular buildings that would be a lot cheaper. They hold about 20 people per pod. We can get 2 of those and house all the females there, which would be at the jail. We have a setup in the back that's already, set up for all that. It would save the parish some money by doing that, because we'd take those 30 or 40 females that's outside the parish where they're paying $20, $26 a day for them, bring them back to the parish. It'd be a whole lot cheaper on them like that.
Yeah, because right now we don't house any female inmates, do we?
Correct.
Right.
Patterson Police Department holds some for us, but they don't have the facility that can hold, 30, 40 females either, so we have to ship those off.
Kind of an elementary question here, but putting female inmates where male inmates are, how safe is that? Using those modular buildings?
They will be separated from, they will not even be attached to the main building. It would be in the back. They would be by themselves. No contact with male inmates whatsoever.
Okay. And something I had to learn, I'm going to bring this up right now. The parish jail, right, in Centerville, is not owned by the Sheriff's Department. It's actually owned by the parish.
Correct.
And moving forward with this idea, is the parish capable of doing so?
I think they could.
Financially?
Financially, I think it'd be a better option than trying to move into the jail on the 7th floor. Because like I said, the repairs to update it to what they would have to have now, for the regulations that they have for jails now, I think it would cost a lot more money. Okay. And like that, we'd have to also hire numerous more deputies on the 7th floor. At the jail, we have a bunch of deputies there already, so we'd only have to hire about 4 new deputies. Okay. So it'd be financially better for us as well.
What's the ticket on that, approximately?
For 40 people, probably about $3 million, $2 or $3 million.
And the parish would be able to do that?
Well, that would be up to the parish.
Okay. Maybe I'm asking you a question that's out of your purview, but we know the financial constraints that they're under.
Yes.
You know, it's no secret. It's pretty much public knowledge. But you foresee, or you believe that would be a better option.
I do.
Okay, all right. It sounds great. Sounds like it definitely would be easier to manage than having to rehab the seventh floor. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt, if you ask me.
Awesome. All right, we're 3 down and 1 more to go. So y'all come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back. Let's get right back into it with Sheriff Driskell. There's something else new that's coming up with inmates. We were talking about the jail, and you're pushing forward to bring the GED program back and offer welding classes. First of all, I didn't know the GED program was down. It wasn't I guess fully operational, but you're bringing it back.
Correct. It went down numerous years ago, and again, we want to do stuff that will help these young men and women to stay out of jail. And so we're looking at getting the GED program back up and running. And I'm actually excited. We have a welding class that looks like it's going to happen, where we'll have about 7 or 8 inmates learning how to weld. It'll be a 4 to 6 month class. And you know, once they get out of that class, they can go into the work release program. And when they get out, they'll still have a job, or they can find a job with being a certified welder, which, you know, in some cases you make some good money.
That's what I was going to say. It's a pretty lucrative career.
And any time that we can help educate and keep them from coming back to the jail, that's a win for us. We want them to be productive in you know, the communities.
Okay. I'm going to bring up something that we don't talk about often. I think the last time I was out and covering a really major crime, such as a homicide, was possibly back in January. We're in October now.
Yes.
Are we having homicides that are going untalked about?
That's the only homicide we've had. That's the last one, knock on wood.
Okay.
Of course, we have our up and down years. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. They've had other homicides, I guess, in the parish, but for the sheriff's office, that's the last one we worked.
Something that that's kind of, I think is really interesting, DARE. It's a great program. The kids seemingly love it. I see the pictures. I talked to a few teachers, and they love it. And that's junior high. Do you think that, because I think as adults, we don't even know all the dangers that some of these drugs pose. Do you think maybe being a little more consistent and providing some of that into the high school would help?
I do. I think 100% you're correct there. You know, we go into these schools and we play these games, these sports with these kids to try to get to know them and get them to trust us. And we have the DARE programs, which you're absolutely right. We have some great kids in this parish, and they love our DARE officer, Ashley, and she loves them. And we do teach some classes in high school and the upper grades, but I think we should do more and educate them more with the drug problems that we have. And it's across the nation. It's not just here in St. Mary Parish.
Right.
But I think that would be an excellent idea to help educate even the older ones.
Yeah. Now, you guys got about to get physical. You got flag football, a tournament that's coming up, and you know, the proceeds are going to go to Toys for Tots and Council on Aging. Tell me about this tournament that's coming up.
We was challenged to a football game by some of the firemen, and of course, we are more than happy to accept that challenge. But we decided, let's get all the fire departments and the police departments involved in the parish, and this would be, you know, fire against police. It looks like it possibly would be held on the 9th of November. We was looking at the 16th, but it'd probably be the 9th at Hanson High School in Franklin. And we're asking everybody to bring a toy or some canned goods for Council on Aging and Toys for Tots. It's that time of the year. And we just want to, you know, we're going to have fun, but we wanted to help other people out as well. And of course, the firemen think they're going to win it. They may win, you know, a package of Bengay because they'll need it after the end of the game. Some ice packs, if you know, if somebody wants to donate to the fire department, we'd appreciate that.
Okay. And because we have the sheriff's department, is it, people from each of the fire departments across the parish, or?
Yes,
Okay.
and everybody's can be included if you want to play. If you're from a police department or sheriff's office, you'll be one team, and all the fire departments will be another team.
All right, very quick announcement, National Night Out. You have 2 nights, October 28th and 29th, where they're going to be located.
28th will be at West St. Mary. And the 29th will be in Patterson at the Patterson Civic Center. We look forward to it. We always, love this. We are looking for donations for bikes so we can give those away that night. We're going to have food. We're going to have all the deputies. Come out and enjoy yourselves.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And just like that, we are done. And hopefully we'll have you back maybe another 3 to 6 months.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys next time. Thank you.